The only reason I wrestled in high school is because I was good at it. I didn't really even like it at first, and it wasn't a popular thing. It didn't make me cooler.
When it came to practice and like actually doing the routine, like Jacob was more of a leader in the sense of like actually wanting to do things right. He's more meticulous than others, I'd say.
Either way, we bring some medal or not, we are very happy and very proud.
One more?
Yeah.
I grew up thinking that you had to live somewhere else to be good at something, to be good at judo specifically or wrestling.
Got it, ready? Any more chapters?
I always had a chip on my shoulder of trying to show myself, I guess, that you could do things out of here, out of Thunder Bay, and be good. You can just, you know, you put the work in anywhere, your success comes. And I mean, that became true, and it continues to become true. So what inspires me currently is just being that role model that I didn't have a whole lot of from Thunder Bay for the next generation of kids.
With sports, we always said in the house, my husband was a professional volleyball player in Poland, then you have to give the best. Not always winning, but you have to give the best, and that's what Jacob always did. Oh, this was a long time, not a long time, in Poland.
A lot of the first tournaments at the higher level in Toronto and those areas, the pressure came, and the thoughts of like, I'm only from Thunder Bay, what do I know? I'm not ready, and I would somewhat freeze up and not perform at my best because I inevitably thought that I was going to lose, and if I won, I got really lucky.
Right now, what he's doing, where he's going, is very big achievement. But this goes up when he started with judo when he was 6 years old. And one day, the coach said, "Let's go on the mat," and he was very good, dominated from the beginning.
Quite honestly, I was a weapon since I was a young kid, and people are very lucky that I didn't go around using that a lot. I kind of just took everything off the chin and brushed it off.
He just always stood out because he was the kid that worked the hardest. He was one of those kids you could never break. Sometimes you try to see how hard you can push kids, and he just kept wanting more. There was no stop for him. He would never quit, and it just really stood out. You don't see a lot of kids like that anymore.
I honestly, like, without pumping my own tires, I've always kind of been that student that teachers always liked and the students liked, and got along well. I mean, I was voted my grade 8 graduating valedictorian, and I was voted it in grade 12, and I don't know, my peers have always looked to me to be a leader, be the life of the party.
So motivational, yeah. All right.
We support each other by really pushing each other. Like we're from the same team. We both want each other to succeed, so we're always getting that extra rep with each other and yeah, pushing each other to our limits.
Well, anytime he needs me, like, I'm there. Seeing the amount of effort and time, I mean, I'm 240 pounds. I've got like over 60 pounds on this guy, and he throws me around like I'm nothing. So I'd like to say he's gonna take it, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've done that too, where you just go. Your head just goes.
Really, my favorite part is just trying to optimize myself and learn more, you know, refine my skills, tighten things up, learn a new skill. It all really just interests me. It's physical chess with dire consequences, and it's been my place, my happy place, where I can leave things, whatever's going on in my personal life, aside. And I thought that the year wrestling was going to help me with those emotions, and I was going to deal with them and, you know, be frustrated and angry on the mat and take it out on my teammates and that, but it actually wasn't. It was, I put those things aside and I was worrying about nothing except for my body and what it was doing in the immediate. immediate wrestling mat that I was on, which was good because I allowed myself to kind of be free and forget that I had a sick father.
Oh, that will say, oh, Jacob.
I don't know if he ever called me Jacob.
Oh, Kuba.
I had made him really proud. He told me prouder than he could have ever imagined. When I represented Canada the first time in the Junior Pan American Wrestling Championships in 2013. That was my first year at university. You know, I always saw kids with singlets that had Team Canada on them with their last names, and I want one of those. I want at least one of those. So one morning, it was after that first day, I think it was probably the day that he passed or the day before, I grabbed one of my singlets that I was just laying in my room, and I said, I'm going to give him this, tell him that it's going to be all right, and this isn't going to be the last singlet that I earn for Canada, or for myself representing Canada. We're going to get another one, because this one's getting worn out. It had holes all over it. And then when I was there, I just had the sudden, you know, spontaneous feeling of telling him that I'm going to the World Championships, and asked him if he's going to be there with me, if he's going to come watch, and he said, he tossed out a little Polish phrase that the yes was implied, and it said, like, you know, to hell with those other guys, sort of thing. Like, we're going to be there, and you know, there's no one standing in your way, sort of thing.
I think he's trying to really put Thunder Bay on the map. Like, really, we haven't really had a local wrestler from Thunder Bay wrestle in the World Championships in quite a while. So I think this is a great opportunity for Jacob, and I think he will really do well.
I think he's gonna surprise people for sure, but I don't know how far he will get. But I know that he's gonna, you know, do his best and do everything he can right now to get to where he can be.
I don't know if there's anything I could tell him he doesn't know. He knows that the key to being successful in any sport is dedication, working hard, putting everything you have into it. The only advice I might give him is sometimes he's a little cocky, so maybe his ego might take the best of him. But once again, that also comes with experience, right? And I think Kuba has a good understanding that you never lose, you always learn.
Jacob's fortunate to have this opportunity, and it's kind of a start because he's been 1 year with us, and he's had 2 years off before that. So this is kind of a starting point, not an ending point. I'm hoping that we can say, okay, let's build on this, let's go to this tournament, and let's see what the best people are doing and find out where the gaps are, and there are gaps are going to be, and how are we going to spend the next 4 to 6 years.
When he will bring any medal, that will be just even amazing. But no, I don't want to put any pressure on him. And we told him that don't put pressure. That you even participating and fighting. That's big achievement. Don't put pressure, because that can ruin his chances to do good, whatever it will be.
A lot of people are born luckier than others, you know, in terms of their socioeconomic status or where they grew up, or who was their parents, or whatever, or what happens to them in life. And I think every fork in the road or turn or obstacle, you know, everyone says it's fate and everything's out of your control, but no, your decision and your response to whatever turmoil or lack thereof, the opposite, whatever, you know, success that you have a decision at each and every time, and you got to decide where you're going to go, where you're going to, you know, go in a positive direction from there or negative. I think for me, it's just kind of going in every day, trying to make tomorrow a little bit better. Because if you're not, I mean, you're just not going to get any better at whatever it is you're doing.